An update for you now on that Facebook privacy breach. 2 House members are looking into a new report that private information posted by Facebook users is being transmitted to advertisers and internet tracking companies, and that's even when you as users set the profiles to the most private settings. Members of the House Bipartisan Privacy Caucus are asking Facebook to tell them exactly what information is being leaked and how it could be happening. And those are your headlines. And that could change the whole way that we trust or don't trust Facebook and the internet and all of our own privacy.
Because they've got all these ways to track you.
We trust Facebook.
I know, why not? I saw the movie. It seems so
practically a pain.
I know. Hey, look, it's Glenn Beck. He joins us right now. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about the Chancellor of Germany,
Why not?
Merkel. She says that the whole effort to create a multicultural society in Germany has utterly failed. Says that, the one thing people could do if they come to the country, at least learn German. She says that about 30% of people in Germany feel that the country is overrun by foreigners.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little sensitive on the whole Germany being a little xenophobic thing. They don't have a real good record on this, but she's right. But I think she's right for the wrong reasons. If you look at what she said we had this dream that people would come over here and then they would leave. That's the dream.
Yeah.
She's right that multiculturalism doesn't work. The German people have a responsibility to insist that people learn the language and the culture of the country if you are coming in, not as a visa. If you want to work here on a visa and you are going to leave, that's fine. But if you're going to emigrate, if you're going to come into the country and be a part of the country, yes, I don't understand.
Glenn, you don't have to do that here.
Exactly. And I wonder who has ever said, I'm going to get married. I love you so much, we're united on our differences. And then you don't even speak the same language, you don't have any of the same traditions, you don't have the same background. Your marriage would be over. Why do we not understand it for our country?
Let's take a look back from what Teddy Roosevelt said many years ago.
Not my favorite, but go ahead.
But this is what he had to say. There can be no divided allegiance here. Any man who says he is an American, but something else also, isn't an American at all. We have room for but one flag, the American flag. We have room for but one language here, and that is the English language. What do you think about that now?
No, I think he's right on this. I have a hard time because I used to love Teddy Roosevelt until I started really reading about Teddy Roosevelt. He started the Progressive Party, and his views become extraordinarily disturbing, on eugenics and everything else. So I'm not a fan of his, but he's right on that.
Right. Let's talk about President Obama and what he's trying to do to obtain some type of majority in the House and Senate. He's put his focus over the last maybe 10 days on the Chamber of Commerce. And the Chamber of Commerce and their possible funding and getting funding from outside our borders. Do you find that somewhat disturbing?
Yeah, I can't believe these people can say these things with a straight face. First of all, if the Democrats would like to go and go on funding, here's where they should start: the Tides Foundation. It is the belly of the beast. It is where all of this awful poison for our society comes from. It's a place that I believe is a money laundering system, if you want to call it.
Who's the Tides Foundation? Where's it from?
Exactly right. And Drummond Pike is the head of the Tides Foundation in San Francisco. It's San Francisco, I believe. And here's what he has said. Our people who give us donations really like anonymity. And so it is a way for people to give millions of dollars and could be completely fingerprinted.
So is there a connection between the Tides Foundation and Democrats then? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I just want to make sure we draw
absolutely.
the full
It is the progressive center.
My point on this whole discussion has been, do you think the American people care about funding of organizations and all, or is this a sidetrack by the Democrats so that people aren't concentrating on the real issues facing America?
I'll tell you what absolutely yes on that. But I'll tell you what the real thing is on the Chamber of Commerce. Mm-hmm. They are looking for a donor list, and I can tell you why.
Why?
Because this is a government and institution that likes to intimidate. Believe me, I have count them, 4 White House advisors that have mounted boycotts against me and my sponsors. Some of my sponsors have congressional hearings and everything else, and no one in the media will cover that. This is a bully administration.
Didn't I read somewhere online that a White House official went after I think David Koch, or mentioned David Koch's?
You gotta be kidding me! How about
something
George
about
Soros? What about George Soros? George Soros has poured millions. George Soros is responsible for SOS, the Secretary of State project. These are the people who go into the recounts. The reason why he did it is because he saw the power of Katherine Harris when, in 2000, he's the one who put the Secretary of State in Minnesota that got Al Franken in. Remember all the funny counting?
Yeah, he was losing for about 3 months, and he ends up winning.
He's the man who's doing it. So don't talk to me about the Koch brothers.
Well, when it comes to outside money, the Democrats have been saying, look, the Republicans are taking all this money. And it turns out the Democrats have taken twice as much. And Nancy Pelosi herself was talking about all the money that's coming into the elections. And Republicans, bad, bad, bad. Here's the soundbite from yesterday.
All this money is pouring in from special interest. Unidentified, unlimited money from any source, including foreign sources. And why is that? What is it that they want to stop or reverse? Well, one thing that really makes them angry is the fact that we passed the Wall Street Reform Bill. What we said in that bill is never again will the recklessness of some on Wall Street cause joblessness for many on Main Street.
I can't take it. I can't take it. The recklessness of some. How about the recklessness of those in Washington? How dare her say that? And then she has the unmitigated gall to say the tons of money. What about the unions? Right. What about the ungodly sums of money that the unions are putting in? Then she goes on to say, unidentified. Does anyone remember that they made it impossible to track the donations of Barack Obama during the presidential? And if she wants to talk about foreign cash, why don't we talk about the phone bank in the Gaza Strip? If you didn't see that, we'll show it to you. We have video.
So did the Democrats sit around from the top on down and say, let's come up with a strategy to distract voters from what the realities are facing our world, and let's attack Republican fundraising?
Howard Dean said they are 3 years ahead of the cycle. Wherever you are today, they are 3 years ahead. The country is being set up, and the country is being set up by people who have plotted this for a very long time. The Tides Foundation is the root of a lot of this stuff. They put these organizations out. They are extraordinarily well funded. They helped, through Apollo, design the stimulus package. They've done all of it.
Here's what I say, Glenn, having said, if you are 100% right on that, what they didn't script out is the rise of the Tea Party. What they didn't script out is half of Obama's supporters now voting for the other side.
What they don't script out is no one buys this. What they don't script out is the Tea Party. She goes into their for Wall Street bailouts. This is the fundamental principle of the Tea Party. We're not for bailouts for anybody.
Yeah. All right. A week from today, Glenn's got a new book coming out. It's on October 26th. It is called Broke. How could you look that up with one hand? It is a heavy book.
Yeah, I know. Like a last part of it, 50 pages are just the footnotes. The plan to restore our trust, our truth, and our treasure. If that isn't broken, if what you saw wasn't our country broken, I don't know what.
How do you restore the trust? Let's start with the first T.
The first thing you do is you sweep them all out, and you enforce the laws that we have. Equal justice under the law.
Isn't it amazing, though, that you would not have been able to entitle a book Broke maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but now it's on the frontal lobe of all Americans?
It is amazing the things that have been ringing the bell about and how they're coming. And mark my words, our churches are under attack, big time, and you're going to find out about it in the next 12, 18 months. And 2, you are going to see that this is a pivot point. This election is a pivot point, but not the way I think most people think. They're going to see that this will speed things up. It will speed things up and tear us apart even more.